Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my Keyforge set review. Today I'll be looking at the discards. The first card we'll be looking at is called a Fair Game. It is an action and it has the play ability: discard the top card of your opponent's deck and reveal their hand. You gain 1 amber for each card of the discarded card's house revealed this way. Your opponent repeats the preceding effect on you. This card is brilliant actually. It allows you to gain a bit of intel on what cards your opponent has in their deck. You can probably make them discard a couple of their best things. Sorry, not discard a couple of those things, but you can gain probably a couple of amber. Whereas if you play this once you've already played the rest of your cards from your hand, the return effect or the mirrored effect that they have, when they get to search your hand, or it won't work. So you can engineer this so it's more one-sided in your favour. I like this card, it's good, it does multiple things, it makes them discard something, gets you amber, gives you intel, and it can be engineered to be one-sided. It's a good card. It's a rare, so you're not going to get it in every deck, but it is a good card and I like this one. The next card is called Arise. It is an action and it has the play ability: choose a house, return each creature off that house from your discard pile to your hand, gain 1 chain. This is very strong. If the game's been going on fairly long, you'll have a lot of creatures probably in your discard pile. It allows you to access other houses, so you can play this card and you can select another house, return all the cards from that house, and have that ready for your next turn. You gain a chain from it, which is a minor setback, but it's only 1 chain, so it's not too significant. And it's recursion. It lets you get things that you've already played, already have been defeated, bring them back and give them a second go. So if you've already got strong creatures in your deck, it lets you get more use out of them. This is a good card and it's a common, so I like this card as well. The next card is called Control the Weak. It is an action. It gives you 1 amber when you play it, and it has the play ability: choose a house on your opponent's identity card. Your opponent must choose that house as their active house on their next turn. So in conjunction with cards such as a Fair Game, you can really make this card even more powerful. So you will know the 3 houses your opponent has from the start of the game. It's on their Archon card, but you don't necessarily know what cards they've got in a hand. So you might know all 3 of the houses, but they might have a hand full of only 1 house of cards. If you play this in conjunction with, say, a Fair Game, you know what cards they've probably got in their hand. So you can then play this card knowing what they've got, or knowing what their strengths are in their deck, and you can shut them down basically for a turn. I like this card as well. This card's pretty good so far. You get the amber for playing it, which is always useful, and it basically just reduces their options. So this 1 card might make it so they can't play 5 or 6 cards. It might only be 1 or 2 cards they can't play, but you might make it so they can't play the whole hand. This is brilliant. It's denial. It stops them doing what they might want to be doing, and you get an amber for it. This is good. The next card is called Creeping Oblivion. It is an action. You get an amber when you play it, and it has the play ability: purge up to 2 cards from a discard pile. So purge, I believe, is similar to exile. It's similar to banishment from other games. It's basically they've gone from the game totally. Yeah, this is great. The longer the game goes on, obviously when you shuffle your deck back into your your discard pile back into your deck after you've been through your full deck, you get to cast this again and again, and eventually on a long enough time frame the opponent will run out of cards. This card is very good. It gives you 1 amber when you play it, so it's useful whenever you play it. So if you have it turn 1, it's not a dead drop. You can remove their best things from the game. So if they've only got 1 or 2 answers to certain combos in your deck, you can remove them. It's good. It's better the later the game goes on. It's not very good early, but it's great late. But it's always slightly relevant with the amber. It's a rare, so you're not going to get it every deck. But yeah, it's an alright rare. It's good, and it requires a high element of skill from the player playing it to know what to get rid of, what to purge, If you purge the wrong things, then it's not going to be good. If you purge the right things, it's going to be brilliant. The next card is called Dance of Doom. It is an action, and it has the play ability, choose a number, destroy each creature with power equal to that number. So you can tailor this to your opponents. For example, Brobnar, the cards we reviewed previously, they have a lot of 5 and 6 attack creatures. So you can say 5 and wipe out 3 or 4 of their creatures. This is good. If they have a wide variety of creatures, so with varying attacks, this may only kill 1 or 2 of them. But you can treat it as targeted removal by simply stating one number of the thing that you really don't want to be there. Or if they've got multiples of the same thing or multiple creatures with the same power, you can just wipe them all out. The problem is, obviously, this affects your creatures, so you don't really want to be picking numbers that your creatures have, but sometimes it'll be worth the trade-off if it means getting rid of all of their things. This is good board removal, or board clear, sorry. It's a good card. Again, it's a rare, it's a mirrored effect, so, but you have the knowledge of being able to play around it. It's a good card, I like this one. Fear is the next card. It is an action, and it has the play ability, return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. So this is alright, it's just an unsummon. Yeah, you've got a big problem on the other side of the field, you haven't got any sort of removal, you play this, it sends it back to their hand, then obviously when they play it next, they're going to have to wait for it to get through summoning sickness. It sort of sets them back a turn or two. It's a good card, you target their most annoying thing, and yeah, it's good card, common. You'll have a couple of these in a deck possibly, and they'll always be fairly good. The next card is called Gateway to Dis. It is an action. It has the play ability, destroy each creature, gain 3 chains. So, simply put, you want to play this when you don't have anything on the field. So, they have a heavy field full of a couple of things. You play this, all the things are gone. Simple. It's board clear. It's great. Obviously, the 3 chains is the punishment for having a really powerful effect. But as a common, this is a great card. Really like this card, really strong. The next card is called Gongoozle. It is an action. Gongoozle, wow. It is an action. It has the play ability, deal 3 damage to a creature. If it is not destroyed, its owner discards a random card from their hand, and you get an amber for it. This card is deceptive. Deal 3 damage to a creature is good. If it is not destroyed, they discard a card, but you kind of want to be destroying something with it. So if you can destroy a strong creature, you should do that instead of them discarding a card, if that makes sense. It's not what if they've got 2 things. Say they've got 2 creatures out. One's got 3 health, one's got 4 health. It's probably almost always worth taking out the 3 health creature rather than try to maximize the value by targeting the 4 health one and then making them discard a card, in my opinion. Now, obviously that depends on what you have on the field, what you have lined up. If you have any creature presence, if you have no creatures, it's always better to get rid of the multiple creatures, just get rid of the extra ones. But again, it'll depend on your deck. It'll depend on what other cards you have. The variety is good though. This card is all upside. You know, you get the amber for playing it, deal 3 damage, just removal, and situationally it makes them, you know, discard a card as well. So it's good. Guilty Hearts is an action. It has the play ability, destroy each creature with any amber on it, and you get an amber when you play it. This card punishes creatures that hoard. So if they haven't managed to claim the amber back, this punishes them. So yeah, this is good. You play it, you punish greedy plays, you get an amber for playing it, which is always useful. It's a good card. It's a rare, so it's going to be harder to come across naturally, but I like it. It's a good card. Hand of Dis is an action with Frightening Art. Has the play ability to destroy a creature that is not on a flank. So in Keyforge, the flanks are the creatures on either side of your battle line, I guess you'd call it, your creature line. So this targets the ones in the center. This is strong. It just straight up destroys a creature. If they have more than 3 creatures, so that which means there's more than one creature in the center, or sorry, not on the flank, then you get a bit more choice. So yeah, it's a 1-for-1 pretty much all times, or definitely at all times. But it's strong. It kills anything as long as it's positioned in the correct place. Hecatomb is an action. It gives you 1 amber when you play it, and it has the play ability destroy each disc creature. Each player gains 1 amber for each creature they controlled that was destroyed this way. This is kind of a punish for when you go up against other disc decks. So if they have a field full of disc creatures, it can kill them. Obviously they get the amber back from their creatures that they've lost. Or you can use it if you have a field full of, say, 5 or 6 creatures. You play this, you sacrifice all your stuff, you then get 6 amber, you can then craft a key, and then you can possibly win. You know, this turns your creatures into amber, or it removes rival disc creatures from the field to get back into the battle. It has slight flexibility. It's a good card, and yeah, I like it. Rare though, so you know, hard to find. Next card is Tendrils of Pain. It is an action. You get an amber when you play it, and it has the play ability: deal 1 damage to each creature. Deal an additional 3 damage to each creature if your opponent forged a key on their previous turn. So this again is another punish. If they make a key, they're taking 4 damage across all of their creatures. So are you, but you know it's coming, so you might only have a few things out. This will then, if you play this once, they might be a bit wary that you might have another one in the deck. They might play a bit cautiously. It also spreads around damage, which is quite useful. If you know you're playing against certain decks that depend on damaged creatures or undamaged creatures, you can sort of play around that. It gives you an amber when you play it. This is a board clear or a mass board damage. Yeah, it will do more than it looks like. It will make the opponent worry about more of these cards in your deck. Hysteria is the next card. It is an action. It has the play ability: return each creature to its owner's hand. Yeah, just clear the board. It's quite a neat one. If you have a lot of play abilities, you play this Hysteria. You then play your creatures again with the play abilities, get the benefit of the play abilities. Good card, board clear, doesn't put it into the discard pile. I like it, good card. Uncommon as well. Keyhammer, action, play. If your opponent forged a key on the previous turn, you unforge it and your opponent gains 6 amber, and you get an amber for playing this card. So this is just, this really punishes them. If they make a key, you can actually just get rid of the key. This is great. This sets them back 2 turns, I guess, because obviously they never want to wait to craft another key. This is strong. They might put a lot into getting that key, and you can really set them back and force them to reconsider their whole strategy. This card is good. It might just give you the turn you need as well to make your own key, or to regain board control, or what have you. It's a good card. Mind Barb is the next card. It is an action. It gives you 1 amber when you play it. There's the play ability: your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Yeah, basically you gain an amber and you get rid of a card. So it's a 1-for-1, but you get an amber. So it's, you know, like a 1.1-for-1. It's a good card. Obviously it's from random as well. I should mention it's a random card from the hand, so they might just discard their one that they want to play the next turn, or their favourite card from the hand. It's a good card. Pandemonium is next. It's an action. It gives you 1 amber when you play it. It has the play ability: each undamaged creature captures 1 amber from its opponent. So this sort of plays into Tendrils of Pain. So you deal 1 damage to each creature with Tendrils of Pain. You then play Pandemonium, or play your creatures, so 2 or 3 creatures after you play Tendrils of Pain, Then you play Pandemonium, and suddenly all of your creatures are capturing amber from your opponent. You're getting the amber off Pandemonium, and they can't do it back to you because all of their creatures are damaged. I like this card. It's a very combo piece card, if that makes sense. It'll work well. It's double-sided. Your opponent gets the benefit, but you know it's in your deck again. You can play around it. You can really surprise them. It's a good card. Poltergeist is next. It is an action. It gives you an amber when you play it, and it has the play ability: use an artifact controlled by any player as if it were yours. Destroy that artifact. If they've got a pesky artifact, you just destroy it. Yeah, hang on. How does use an artifact controlled by any player as if it were yours? Destroy that artifact. Does that happen simultaneously? Do you just get the one use? Do you have to destroy it? I don't know. This is good. Basically, you can just destroy something that's giving you a problem. You get the amber for playing it. I like this card. Uncommon. Yeah, this is a good card. It's just removal for artifacts, which is useful. Red Hot Armor is an action. It gives you an amber when you play it, and it has the play ability: each enemy creature with armor loses all of its armor until the end of the turn and is dealt 1 damage for each point of armor lost this way. This punishes really heavy armor-based creature decks. This is strong. If they don't have any armor, obviously they're not going to take any damage, but at least you'll get the amber for playing it. If they do have a lot of armor, then it's really going to cripple them. This is a good card against armor-heavy decks. But saying that, the downside is that it's a rare, so you're not going to get it in every deck. I probably should stop saying that because it's going to apply to a lot of cards, but it's good in certain matchups, naturally, as all these cards are, but this one's really good against armor-heavy decks. If it's not an armor-heavy deck, it won't do anything apart from give you the amber. So it's okay to great. The next card is called Free Fates. It's an action. It gives you an amber when you play it, and it has the play ability: destroy the 3 most powerful creatures. Well, this is potentially a 3-for-1. This is good. They've got 3 big things on the field. Get rid of them. They've got 2 big things on the field, and you've got 1 on the field. Gets rid of all of them, but you're getting rid of their 2 big things. This is good. This is, again, this is removal that gets rid of the biggest problems. And you get the amber for playing it. This is great. I really like this card. You can play around it naturally. It's your own card. I don't believe the rest of the disc creatures, that strong attack-wise. So this will really punish a lot of decks with high attack. The next card is called Annihilation Ritual. It is the first of the artifacts that discs have access to. It gives you an amber when you play it, and has the power ability: when a creature would enter a discard pile from play, it is purged instead. So this basically just gets rid of everything. Once it's done, it's done. Obviously it affects your creatures, obviously it affects all of your cards, so there's a bit of a downside to that. It's mirrored effect. It's basically just, if you have this in conjunction with removal and you play it on a field with a lot of good things out that they have out, it will really set them back, and they might not be able to get back from from it. But if you're just playing it for fun, it could backfire and mess you up, really. It's okay if you can play it in conjunction with a board clear when it affects all of their creatures. It's really strong, because it might make it insurmountable for them to get back into the game. Dominator Bauble is next. It is an artifact. It has the action ability: use a friendly creature. This is good. Lets you access your other houses when you're playing this. Yeah, easy, good card. Allows you to do things you otherwise wouldn't be able to do, which is always great. Key to this artifact. It has the Omni ability: sacrifice key to this, destroy each creature. Oh, of course it does. That's strong. That's very strong. You just play it when you have nothing on the field apart from this. It's really strong. Wow, yeah, that's great. But again, more board clear. We like board clear in this, apparently. You play it on when you're using any house. Just destroys each creature. It's great. Obviously be aware, play around it, but wow, yeah. Lash of Broken Dreams. It is an artifact. It's the action ability. Keys cost +3 during your opponent's next turn. So sets them back. They might go for a really greedy play. You can tell they're going to try and forge a key. You play this, or you just set them back. If you know you're going to be doing something, you just play this. It can really throw them out, which means they have to then try and hoard more amber, which then you can try and reap or try and get in other ways. It's good. It just forces them to have to do more to make a key, and obviously if they have to do more to make a key, it's going to be harder for them to win the game. It's an alright card. Common, yeah, sure. Library of the Damned is an artifact. It's the action ability archive a card. I can't remember what archive is. I believe it's put a card back into the deck, or it's put a card from the discard pile back into the deck. I'm not 100% certain. I will just quickly look it up. I shall be 2 seconds. Hang on a second. But yeah, if it's put a card back into the deck, depends where it's from. If it's from the discard pile, it's good because it lets you, bring back certain powerful effects that you've already used. Here we go. Archive a card. Oh. Just archive a card. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. You can do it from anywhere. Yeah, that's a good card. I like that. Yeah. Library of the Damned. Good card. All right then. Life Ward. Amber. I will go back to Library of the Damned. If anyone knows fully what that is about, how that all works, please let me know in the comments. I will love to know, because I'm a little bit clueless on that. I apologise. I wasted a minute of the video, but I just can't quite wrap my head around that. I don't know if that's where that's from. Is that from anywhere? Is that from? Yeah, please let me know in the comments. Life Ward is next. It is an artifact. As the amber gives you an amber when you play it, and has the Omni ability. Sacrifice Life Ward. Your opponent cannot play creatures on the next turn. This is really strong. If you have a strong board presence and they have nothing because you've used one of your many board wipes, this can be really powerful. It just cements your place on the battlefield. You can reap. You can punish them. This is good. It sets them back. It sets them back even more. If they're a creature heavy deck, can't really messes them up. It's strong. Sacrificial Altar is a artifact. It gives you an amber when you play it, and it has the action ability purge a friendly human creature from play. If you do, play a creature from the discard pile. So you sacrifice a human and you bring back a big meaty demon, probably because you're playing this. Very flavorful, very thematic. You get an amber for playing it, which is always useful, and you can just bring back, you're probably going to bring back a big demon. If not, you might bring a big creature back from your other house that you might have had to discard, or that you might have been killed in a board wipe. I like this card. It's very strong. Yeah, brilliant card. Rare, so it's a bit of a pain in the bum, but if you can get it, I really like that card. It's a card you sort of play your deck around. Screaming Cave is next. It is an artifact. It has the action ability shuffle your hand and discard a pile into your deck. So just replay into your deck. Nice. You got a bad hand, play this or use this ability. Yeah, I suppose you can just use it every turn. That's strong, actually, very strong. Yeah, that's really strong, actually. Shuffle your hand and discard pile into your deck. Yes, you can play a card, use this, bring it back into your deck. You might draw it next turn, you use it again. You can really recycle through your deck and repeatedly use certain effects over and over again more often when you're using this card. I like this card. Soul Snatcher is next. It is an artifact. It has the ability, each time a creature is destroyed, its owner gains +1 amber. So you've got a lot of board wipes. When you board wipe your own things. You're not getting nothing for it. Yeah, this is good. Again, it's double-sided, so you don't really want your opponent to be getting amber. They will do, but if you play around it right, you're going to get more amber than they are. This is situational. If you're not careful, it could accidentally give them a key, or it could give them a win. Be careful about when you play this. Make sure you play it sensibly, but it's interesting. Very thematic, you know. When someone dies, you catch the soul, you get an amber. I like that. It's a nice theme. So, the first creature we'll be looking at is called Charette. It is a 4-attack demon. It has the play ability, capture free amber. Yeah, nice. Just take free amber. Nice. I like that. Does what you want to do. It's a demon, so that's clearly the theme of this deck, is demons and imps and sort of scary dark ritual things, you know. Capture free amber, and free amber is strong. I like it. Drumble is a 2-attack creature. It is an imp. It has the elusive ability, so the first time this creature is attacked each turn, no damage is dealt, so it has to be attacked twice for it to be killed. It has the play ability, if our opponent has 7 amber or more, capture all of it. So this really punishes greedy plays. Its play ability won't always come into effect, but the chances are they won't always have just the 6 amber. They probably will have more. You then play this and you make them cry. Very strong. Only 2 attack though, so obviously it's fragile, but that reflects its really powerful effect and toughness, I guess, with the elusive ability. Dust Imp has 2 attack. It is a creature. It's an imp, and when it's destroyed, you gain 2 amber. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's a body, and then when it dies, you get 2 amber. So even if you have to clear it with your board wipes, things like Soul Snatcher will give you the extra gold amber from it, so you actually get 3 amber from this. This is good. So it gives you benefits when it dies, and it's a creature when it's a creature. Eater of the Dead is a 4-attack creature. It's a demon, and it has the Fight and Rape ability. Purge a creature from a discard pile. If you do, put 1 power counter on Eater of the Dead. So get rid of their best thing from a discard pile. Get rid of it from the game. Pump him up a bit. Make him harder to kill, so he wins more in combat, which means more things from their side will go into the graveyard. For the discard pile. You then purge another one. He can really snowball out of hand. I really like this card. I like cards that grow incrementally. This and Mugwump from Robnar. I really like these sort of cards. They make your opponent burn a removal card on it if they have one. If they don't, they can really struggle. You can really gain a board presence. It doesn't... I really like this card. Really good. Ember Imp is next. It is a 2-attack creature. It is an imp, and your opponent cannot play more than 2 cards each turn. Good. It's prohibitive. It stops your opponent doing things. If they can't defeat you, if they can't deal with your questions that you present to them with your 6 cards, then in only 2 cards they're going to struggle. They only have 2 options. So they can't maybe make a big board state. They can't deal with the board and then make their own board state. They can't both buff their things. And yeah, this just shuts them down. It's denial of the ability to play things. It's a good card. Probably isn't fun to play against, but it's very strong. I like this card. Next card is Gabos Long Arms. It is a 5-attack creature demon. It has the Before Fight ability. Choose a creature. Gabos Long Arms deals damage to that creature rather than the one it is fighting. So you go to fight one creature, and then you do this ability, and it'll blindside them. It'll take out another creature. Obviously, I don't know if the damage also applies to the creature it's attacking. So you get to attack the creature you're attacking and you get to damage another thing. If you get to do both of those damage distributions, attack one creature and damage another, it's really, really strong. if you attack one but then you do the damage to another one, it's not quite as strong. I guess that's a rules thing. I'll have to read into that. But if in instance one where it attacks one, damages that, and damages another one, it's really strong. If it's the other way where it just damages the one thing, it's not as strong. But the flexibility is always better than not having that ability, I guess. It is a rare though, so it's going to be more elusive to get into your deck. But if it allows you to attack and damage or two things, very good. Overlord Greeking is a 7 attack creature demon. He has the ability, after an enemy creature is destroyed, fighting Overlord Greeking, put that creature into play under your control. Wow, yeah, great, love this ability. Build your battlefield with your opponent's creatures. Love that. Love it. Guardian Demon, creature, demon, 4 attack, play, fight, and reap. Wow. Heal up to 2 damage from a creature, so any creature, I guess. Deal that amount of damage to another creature. This seems very combo focused. So you heal up your big things like Greeking or Eater of the Dead. You can then deal 2 damage to, say, a Dust Imp to get your Amber. Then if you have something like a Soul Snatcher out, you get the extra Amber of the Dust Imp. Or you can... yeah, you can distribute damage to their creatures, to slow them down, to take out their good things. You can use it as removal. You can use it on your own creatures to gain the benefits of killing your own creatures. You can do it when you play it, when you fight and you reap, so you can do it multiple times. I like this card, very strong. Fits the theme of the sacrificing creatures, or the your own creatures dying and you gaining benefits from it. Master of One is the first of 3 special cards that Dis have access to. Master of One is the first one. He has 4 attack. They all have 4 attack. He is a demon and has the Reap ability. You may destroy a creature with 1 power. The Master of Two has the same stats and he has the Reap ability. You may destroy a creature with 2 power. And the Master of Three is a creature demon with the same stats and he has the Reap ability. You may destroy a creature with 3 power. So, yeah, these cards, they're deceptive. I know they're rare and I know they're hard to come by, but in some matchups they might not do anything. They might just be a 4 attack creature and you won't get to use his rump ability, his Reap ability. If you do get to use his Reap ability, obviously it's very good. If you get to use it multiple times a game, it's ridiculously strong. If you come up with say you come up against a deck with tons of 3 attack power creatures, then your Master of Three is going to work overtime. It's going to get multiple killings throughout the game. It's going to be good. If you don't come up against the number that you want to be fighting, it's just a regular demon. It's just a regular card. I guess that's it'll really hose some decks, and other decks it'll just be a normal creature. So yeah, these cards are interesting. Obviously they're elusive, hard to come by, but if you get one, they're interesting. They're either going to just be a regular card or they're going to really go to town. Pit Demon is next. It is a 5 attack creature demon. And it has the action ability, Steal 1 Amber. It also has a mountain of flavor text. Yeah, this just seems like, strong creature, relevant ability, good card. I like it. It's not too flashy. Pit Lord, hey, this is what I like. It gives you 2 Amber when you play it. It is 9 attack and it has the Taunt ability. So this creature's neighbours cannot be attacked unless they have Taunt. So it makes the opposition focus on this one. If you played Hearthstone, this sounds taken straight out of that. It's even down to the name of the ability. Taunt, it's very strong. While Pit Lord is in play, you must choose this as your active house. That seems like a fair trade-off. 9 power creature that gives you Amber when you play it and makes your opponent face it. Of course, the trade-off is you have to focus on this. If your deck is very dis heavy, then it's fine. Obviously, it will reduce the amount of things you can do per turn. Once you've got this guy out, you're not as worried about that as it is the trade-off. Strong board presence, weak hand, or weak, ability to play things, or iffy board presence, and a full range of things. You get to choose. But you get the 2 amber just for playing it anyway, so that's always useful. And he's a really strong body. I like it, and it protects your other things, which is very useful. Restringuntus is a 1-attack demon. He has the play ability, choose a house. Your opponent cannot choose that house as their active house until Restringuntus leaves play. If you have 3 of these out, somehow, I think you just win. But I don't think that's going to happen because they're rare. I imagine that's how it works, which seems mad, really. Again, great denial. If you know what is the best house in your opponent's deck, maybe you've been playing the game for a few turns, you sort of know what they really like to play him. Stop them. Obviously, he's fragile, but they're going to have to either use removal on it, they're going to have to either kill it by hook or by crook to get rid of it. It's a very strong card. I like these denial of using or choosing a house cards. I really like them. Shaffles is next. It is a 2-attack creature. It is an imp, and it has, at the end of your turn, your opponent loses 1 amber. Yeah, this just seems, multiples of this will really set them back. Make it impossible for them to craft keys, or make it very hard for them to craft keys. 2-attack is fragile, but yeah, useful ability. They always lose an amber. If you have 2 or 3 of these out, they lose 3 amber, they lose 2 amber. Good card. Shula is a 5-attack creature. Is the play ability, if your opponent has 4 or more amber, steal 1. Okay. Big creature, punishes them for having multiple ambers. Good card. It's common as well, so you might get 2 or 3 of them in a deck. Snudge is next. It is a creature. It has 4 attack. It is a demon. It has the fight and reap ability. Return an artifact or flank creature to its owner's hand. You can really set them back. They've got big creature down. You don't like it, get rid of it. They've got a strong artifact out that's causing you trouble. You get rid of it, send it back. Just delay it. Push it back into their hand. Doesn't apply this turn. Useful. Fight and reap as well. So it's useful multiple times a turn. I like the art. This is the art on the playmat, I believe. I like the card. Snudge. Remember the name. Stealer of Souls is a 6-attack creature. It is a demon. It has, after an enemy creature is destroyed, fighting Stealer of Souls. Oh, God. Purge that creature and gain 1 amber. So, if they attack it with one of their big things, which they probably will have to do because he's got 6 power, he's strong, that thing goes. If it dies. If you attack things with it, you can choose the stuff that you just want to get rid of the game. There's a lot of purging in this. It seems very strong just to remove things from the game entirely. It can make it hard for them to get back into it if you remove their combo piece or you remove their centerpiece creature. Good card. Succubus is a 3-attack or 3-power creature. Is a demon. It has, during their draw card step, your opponent refills the hand to 1 less card. So instead of going to 6, they go to 5. On subsequent turns, do they then go to 4? Do they then go to 3 the turn after? If that's how it works, this is ridiculously strong. It can make it harder and harder and harder for them to get back into the game once you've got this card out. If that is the case, this is ridiculously strong. At a common as well, it's so powerful. I can't see that being the case. I imagine it does just put them down to 5 rather than 6. If it does put them down by 1 each turn after that, it's ridiculous. This card is mad. Fantastic. If it just lowers them from 6 to 5 and then it just stays at 5, then it's still good, but it's not quite as good. Tentacus is next. It is a 5-power creature demon. Your opponent must play 1 amber or pay you 1 amber in order to use an artifact. If the opposition is focused on artifacts, this it's like a soft punish. If they're willing to pay that 1 amber, then the artifact is probably going to be worth it for them to use, which means the 1 amber probably isn't worth the trade. for you, because you'd be like, oh, I've got an amber, but you've lost all of your creatures. So I don't know. This as a creature, this is strong. If it was just on an artifact, say, it wouldn't be as strong. But because it's on a 5-power creature and it has a fairly useful ability, then it's like a soft punish. They'll probably just kill the creature, then use their artifact, or they'll probably, if the artifact ability is really good, they won't care that they're playing 1 amber. But it's an upside. It's definitely not a downside. The Terror is a 5-power creature, demon knight, cool combo. Play. If your opponent has no amber, you gain 2 amber. Okay. Multiples of this on a turn. Suddenly if they've got no amber, you play 2 of these, you gain 4. If they've got no amber and you play 1, you gain, or they've got no amber and you play 1 of these, you gain 2. If they do have amber, it's still a 5-power creature, so it's always strong, but it's a strong creature with upside if they're in a certain situation, which is a good card. Toxin is a 3-power creature demon. It has the Reap ability. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand. Yeah, good. Random cards, they can't decide what they choose. Obviously, they could discard trash. They could discard something really brilliant. Oops, excuse me. Obviously, it depends on their hand. Some turns it's going to do nothing. Some turns it's going to get rid of their only answer to your battlefield, your side of the match. So it'll either be really good or really bad, or not even bad, just not amazing. But it might get rid of their best thing, which is always useful. Tolas is a 1-power creature imp. It has elusive, so it's a pain in the bum to get rid of. And it has the ability, each time a creature is destroyed, its opponent gains 1 amber. So this focuses on the side of this where a lot of your things die. Yeah, if it can, because it's mirrored, you will give your opponent a lot of amber, which you don't really want to be doing. But if you can play around it and kill all of your things, you gain a lot of amber too. It's a workaround card. It's a rare. It's quite a lame rare, to be honest. I don't like it as a rare. I wouldn't be happy if I had this as the rare in my deck. But in the right deck, it could be really good. But the 1 power is so fragile. Yeah, and because it's a mirrored effect, I don't like this as a rare. It is the Rogue Ogre of Dis. I just don't like it. True Baru is the next creature. It is 7 power, is a demon, and it says you must lose 3 amber in order to play True Baru. Taunt, so it has taunt, so it protects your other things, and it has the destroyed ability. You gain 5 amber, so you have to put 3 amber into it to use it, which means you cannot use it turn 1, say. That seems fair considering it's got 7 power and you gain 5 power when it dies. It's like a really slow payoff as well. So you have to put 3 amber into it, but when it dies, you get like the investment back plus a little bit extra. Obviously, in a Dis deck, when you kill your own things, you get the amber. So you kill this, mate, with one of your other abilities where you gain an amber when your things die, and you get the 5 amber from this. Then suddenly in 1 turn, you've got a key worth of amber, which is useful. It's strong. And it seems balanced because of the prohibitive nature of the card. You need to put 3 amber into it to use it. I really like this card. I'd be a lot happier if I got this in my deck than if I got Tolas. Collar of Subordination is the first upgrade, and it has you control this creature. So take their best thing. Next, yeah, brilliant card. Next card is called Flamed Reef. And it is the Flame Reef, and it is the final card for this. It is an upgrade. It gives you an amber when you play it, and it has this creature gets +2 power and gains Hazardous 2. Before this creature is attacked, deal 2 damage to the attacking enemy. This means they have to attack your creature with something a bit more meaty that they maybe wouldn't want to attack with normally. Otherwise, it will just die. Your creature's naturally stronger because of this card. So they're going to have to put something really, really meaty in. Otherwise, their thing's going to die. Which means your other things aren't getting attacked by their big, strong creatures. You get an amber for playing it. I like this card. I really like this card. Also, I forgot to mention, I do really love Collar of Subordination. That seems ridiculously strong. But obviously that depends on your opposition's board layout. But it's always going to be good to just save it, play it, boom, take their best thing, make them cry. Flamed Wraith, good card. Always good. It messes with maths and makes it hard for them to... It messes up their plans, basically. And I like that sort of card. It gives you an amber when you play it. So, that's this. I apologise for the weird tangent when it came to the archive effect on Library of the Damned. If you can fill me out any more on that ability, I'd love to know more, because it did throw me a bit. Can you only archive cards from the field? Is it from the discard pile? Is it from your hand? I quickly read the rules on Google and I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. So barring that card, I really like this. I like this basically. A lot of board removal, a lot of big powerful creatures, which is always useful. A lot of abilities, a lot of bit more complex abilities than Brobnar. You know, a lot of dependence on, you know, your things dying, a lot of taking from your opponent, a lot punishing them for having high amounts of amber, which is always quite nice. Yeah, I like this faction. I'd be quite happy to get them in a deck. If I was to say my all-star, I do really like the Pit Lord. I really like the Pit Lord. I don't like the Master of 1, 2 and 3 cards, to be honest. They didn't really do enough for me. If the Succubus does what I think it might do, that could be amazing. True Brew is a good rare. Collar of Subordination is naturally a very good card. Drumble seems quite strong. Sacrificial Altar seems very strong. Key to Dis seems strong. Dominator Bauble seems very useful. 3 Fate seems very good. There's a lot of cards that seem very strong, and if you know you've got them Hand of Dis for a common, that is very good. Yeah, I really like this faction. I really like this this house, and yeah, that's this. Please let me know what you think of this, what you thought of my opinions. I tried to you know, give a fairly sort of a good account of what I thought the cards were, but if you have other opinions, please let me know. If you pop a comment down below, I will read it. I will take it on board. Yeah, I really like this house, actually. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got this house cards, and how they play for you. Yeah, leave a comment, like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you want to see the rest of these sets over the next few days, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which I believe will be Sanctum. I will just quickly check. Yep, Sanctum. So I shall see you then. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.